I spent 100 days in Minecraft 1.17 hardcore mode. Now, I don't want to start off this video saying that it's bad, but I recorded it pretty inefficiently and there won't be a day counter, and also the most recent 1.17 snapshot makes it so you can't load up old worlds, so 200 days might be coming out in a bit, or I might just stick on the same snapshot for a while, but we'll see. But yeah, as you saw, I recreated an old world. I wasn't actually originally going to record this, but it was really cool to see there's a jungle and a village, which is like all you need in life. So I recreated the world, and I know where a few things are, but it should be pretty much irrelevant because I didn't play in it for that long. I had a caveman join me, and he looked at me like he was confused. I ruthlessly murdered some cats for a string. And I chose this house to be mine. I put a crafting table down. I found another village, so I did the logical thing and killed all of their pets. Welcome to Isaac's Guide for killing small animals. Grab some dandelions. If you put a dandelion in your offhand, the bunnies will be attracted to you, making them far easier to kill. I also like to turn on hitboxes and go into F5 mode and increase my entity distance. I also found this snowy little hut thing. I took the gap and the pot. And then the pot. Bundles are actually pretty good. I stumbled across a cave with 2 Endermen in it. I killed one and had no idea where the other one went. Now, I know that if I dig down here, specifically, I'll reach a ravine with an amethyst geode, but I swear this is the last time. Intentional. And I found some copper. First sign of 1.17, minus the bundles. And here's that ravine. Wow, what a coincidence. And here's me getting diamonds from a minecart with chest. I crafted some more apples and hoped this copper would oxidize. It never did. I found this cave with not 1, not 2, but 3 diamond ore veins in it. And I was pretty scared of creepers coming to blow them all up. F. I really like the texture of oxidized copper, but it just takes so long to get. I crafted a pickaxe, some boots, and bookshelves, like pretty much anyone else would. I did what any logical person would do when they first get to a town and bury all of the citizens. I couldn't quite make a full enchantment table, but it was good enough. I got Silk Touch on my first diamond pickaxe. I found a geode. It was not friendly. I left immediately. Ah, this sound. To be honest, the amethyst crystals make a pretty good enchantment table decoration. Satisfaction 1,000,000. I stumbled across another amethyst geode. These things are pretty common. It's super satisfying and also super unsatisfying emptying out your bundles. All in vain, I tells ya. All in vain. I filled in my corners. I did. Epic parkour! A delicious Cinnabon hidden in the depths. And now we can craft netherite ingots. If you didn't know, a netherite tool will get better enchants than a diamond tool. So I upgraded my unenchanted ones. I finished a enchantment table and got quite fortunate with the next enchant. I tested it out on amethyst geodes. What else are you gonna use it on? Diamonds? Not every day you see someone punching gravel with a shield. Level 30. A diamond spade and a diamond axe. And a helmet. I decided to remodel my enchantment table because I'm gonna spend a lot of time here enchanting. I decided to make it functional as well by putting crafting tables in each corner and 3 barrels to store some goodies. Looks pretty nice. I also got 5 protection boots, so will be great for nether mining. Nether mining sounds super strange when sped up, like it just sounds so weird. That was a legit misclick. You can silk touch the smaller amethyst buds to add some variation and it looks very nice. I also got a Fortune 3 shovel. Now when I go netherite mining, I can mine all the gravel and get loads of flint, which you can sell for emeralds. I think we have enough, let's go home. And boom. If I was gonna make a Fletcher, I was also gonna sell him sticks, so I mined a couple jungle trees. This footage is not sped up, I'm just insane at the game. Spacebar spam, go! Nice. We got them both in one guy. This is actually a really good method to get emeralds early on, like flint and stick combination. Legendary. So this is what I did for the next couple of days. I got some pretty good enchanted book trades, such as Efficiency 5, Protection 4, and Mending. I still had villagers all over the village, though, so I had to build bridges to get them into the hole. Speed bridging is a useful talent even for technical players. I highly recommend learning it, it's super handy. Now we can capture our citizens in boats and boat them all the way to a hole. Sounds legit. Next step is to grab a zombie from the underground and have him zombify all our citizens, again. I then did a slight remodeling to the villager hole, and let loose the zombie. I had to block myself off so he didn't look at me though. I'm just too tasty. What can I say? But don't worry, I let all the villagers snuffle. Let's see. Oh, yep, their prices are better. This prices are legendary. I'll buy you out, good sir. Ooh! Apparently grindstones combine tools. I did not know that, but now I do. Just a bit of reforging, putting mending on things and such. This guy sells me diamond pickaxes for 1 emerald. I'll take it. My tools are really starting to run low on durability, so I'll either have to make new ones or reforge the ones I already have with experience. I love how this is still in the game. You can buy bookshelves and then break them and then sell the books. It's amazing. I experienced a very strange bug where the squids were disappearing. This was the snapshot that they added glow squids. I don't know if that has to do with it, but yeah, the squids were going invisible. I mean, look at this guy. Hacks? quads. At this point I was going to every method I knew to obtain emeralds. I also moved this stupid copper pile because it wasn't oxidizing. They changed how copper oxidizes in one of the snapshots, so I know how to do it now, but it was just annoying me a lot. I cleaned up the center of town by tearing down all the villagers knew and left my own mess. I explored the nether a bit in the search of another fortress. I did some piglin trading with the 116.4 trades, of course, but I actually got really lucky. I may have to call an astrophysicist to... I see they trade ender pearls, and I go and get them, and I got 10. It must have been a lot of ender pearl trades. And these are like the 117 trades even, so that's pretty lucky. I found the fortress, and I was prepared with fire resistance, so it'd probably be an easy fight. A terrible fortress. This fortress is terrible. It's enveloped by trees and into fire. I mean, they're doing absolutely no damage. I mean, if I'm set on fire, who cares? It's harder to see. That's about it. This baby hoglin did more damage than the blazes. The heck? And the last one. Beautiful. Then I went home. Alright, let's see where the stronghold is. But first, gotta get some amethyst crystals, obviously. But then I left to the stronghold with 11 eyes, which is probably not ideal, but if none of them break and there's one eye already in the stronghold portal, then I'll be good. Also, it was super far away, so I had to travel for a while. But I made it to the spruce forest and clutched. I did lose an eye, which was a bit tragic, but yeah, I dug down. And I spy, and there's some skeletons that I spy, that I shot, and then, what is his plan? I don't okay, well, I found the library, and I was like, free emeralds! So I did the logical thing anyone would do, and mined out the entire thing. Hey, those bookshelves can be used for emeralds. Wouldn't it be cool if they updated that with candles and chains? And the last bookshelf. Oh wait, there's an entire another library. I did eventually find the end portal room, but yeah, it didn't have any eyes in it, so I'll have to come back later. It's fine though, because my inventory is completely full of books for some reason. Yeah, that'll work out great. Also, can anyone explain this? Like, what? Why? I don't understand. And we returned home. And with all our books, might as well make some enchantment books. I made this pretty good netherite sword, and immediately tested it out on a perfect subject. I also did a tiny bit of chest organizing. Oh, what a beautiful chest. And then I decided to head out into the jungle in hopes of finding a desert. Because that's how you find a desert. Anyway, I found an amethyst geode, but that's not big news. They're kind of everywhere. Found a jungle pyramid. Took the sticky pistons. What is that? Oh, it's an amethyst geode just jutting out of the earth. Like, does it connect to this little cave here? No, it doesn't. It's just there. Why? It's just its own thing. It's so random. Wonder if they're gonna fix that. There's the cords. Depth Strider 3 with Dolphin's Grace. It's perfectly balanced. Nyom. I found the desert, what I was looking for. And there's a temple even. It was alright. Diamonds. And I found a buried treasure, and it was again alright. Also, in the literal middle of the ocean. I'm like, is this a seagull? What are you doing there? How did you spawn? Did you just swim? Did you just swim? What are you doing hunting fish? Why? I also got an amazing fish on the journey. I was definitely hunting fish, and it was a cool tropical fish. Then I just mined for netherite. It's always fun getting your first bits of netherite. Netherite's just a good addition. I really like netherite. Like, it doesn't completely get the use from diamonds away, but it's still cool. It's just ideal. That's right, the legends are true. I am insane at this game. I also became the local brewer. Gonna vociferate all of the lads. I mostly just wanted the achievement. I love that sound, actually, when I'm expecting it. I'm gonna miss this house. It's got a beautiful view of the sunset. Ah, fishy business. While I returned from my illegal deeds, I noticed my fishing rod wasn't rendering properly. Do you see that? Like, when I'm holding it, there's no string, it's just a stick. The fishing rod, it worked fine. It was just having a texture issue. Anyway, sounds like a time to build an iron farm. So I filled in some land, and then I realized, oh wait, I should build it in the spawn chunks right about now. I have no idea why I wrote now. I'm just, yep, we're not gonna question it. I also have no idea why I did this, but I'm pretty sure I did, because it was recorded. Oh, come on, that made you laugh. It's perfect timing. Anyway, I built the classic Razeworks iron farm, which is the only iron farm I've ever made. I should probably diversify at some point, but it's just so easy. I needed some hoppers though, so I went to the mines to get some iron. Flawless perfect. I also do not ever get distracted and was like, I should ride this horse. And then it hated me. Then I went to this horse and he loved me. He was the great horse. He's so fast. He can jump onto buildings with ease. And then I'm like, wait, can you MLG on a horse? You can! It's fun, actually. And right here I'm like, what? You can place a bed without any blocks underneath it to begin with? It's just floating! I didn't know that! Did you guys know that? Did you know that? Did you? But then I began construction on a villager breeder. It's a manual one right now, but that's good enough, honestly. Automatic villager breeders I feel like are a tiny bit unnecessary unless you need like vast sums of villagers. But it's fine. You just throw bread at them, and bread equals love. What can I say? Minecraft does not lie. I mean, look, they have a child. They have a child. It's love. Also, this would be satisfying if I could do it flawlessly. So I'm speed bridging and it's turning nighttime. It's like, alright, when I fall, I'm gonna place the bed and sleep, alright? But then, I'm just too good at the game, and I just keep going. I keep going until the entire stack runs out. And I'm like, holy crap, I'll sleep now. Those ores are doing nothing, alright? Those ores, they are floating in the air. They are accomplishing nothing, alright? I mean, look at them. They're not even trying to pretend. I also decided to move my cactus to the spawn chunks as well. You know, gotta get that efficient cactus farming, which I don't actually build an automatic one, but I will eventually, alright? It's a statement. It's a statement. Yeah, I mean, look at this cactus farm. It's flawless. No flaws can be foreseen. I'm like, hey, I need a child. I mean, they come in single filed, but like, really? Again, would be super satisfying if I was good. And we got the second and third villager, and the second one was a baby. I kindly walked on his face. The third one was a baby, and then as I pushed him up, he became an adult. I mean, this is a magic trick. I'm like, okay, little guy. Oh wait, you're huge. You're taller than me. They grow up so fast. Except for the second guy. But now all I need is the zombie to scour the villagers. So I made a little roof so he doesn't burn up in the daylight, and a little trap. So hopefully this should go well. And having done this a few times before, I knew what to do. And this first guy that came after me just so happened to be a zombie that also picked up blocks. It was flawless. He came in perfectly. I put down the piston. I just trapped him like this. Easy. But as I was tearing down the roof, he started burning because trapdoors are bad. So I'm like, eh. And of course I have to spawn proof it afterwards, but it's fine. It worked out. As soon as I took down the last scaffolding block, the frame and iron golem spawn is great. So apparently you can lead iron golems, which I was like, yes, I will lead them to my iron farm. And it's actually kind of scary because they're like flailing their arms as if they're chasing you down. And apparently it also messes up their AI because this guy did not care. He's looking at him. Did you see that? He does not care. I had to push him in. Nice. And I filled up the old hole and replaced it with a pumpkin farm because I did not foresee the exact same problem I had with the iron farm. What was I thinking? So I tore it down just like I tore down the old iron farm. And put it in the spawn chunks where it belongs. I then further expanded my villager trading hall, not for the villagers' comfort, but so that I could fit more villagers. I needed carpets, so I brought these two lovely sheep over. Now I can make some carpets, because apparently they don't have AI when they stand on multiple layers of carpets. Don't ask me why. I decided that iron bars looked too much like a prison, so I later chained them out for chains. I then realized that neither of those options were good, so I just went with it. After finishing the second layer of the pumpkin farm, I started a third, and that's where I left it off. I'm also insane at chopping trees. And I started construction on a new house, because that villager house, that is the poor man's house, alright? That literally generated for free. I cannot live in that. That will be unacceptable. Also, I love putting logs in my offhand to strip them, like, immediately. It's just great. And it might sound strange, but turning dirt directly into a path block is literally one of my favorite features. Better than like copper, amethyst, it's the best. Also, it is a full-on war zone outside of my portal. There's iron golems battling out with the pigmen. What did they ever do to you, man? I mean, free XP. Anyway, I was going to the bedrock ceiling for a very specific purpose. Also, the nether sounds so weird sped up. We made it to the bedrock. And this looks like the perfect spot, so we'll just put a ladder here. Hey guy, wanna give me some pearls? Of course you do! Also, there is a literal cult of villagers. Why have you guys formed this? And how do I join? Should be as easy as putting a ladder down and throwing an ender pearl. Well, apparently not. Yeah, apparently I just had to put down another ladder and it worked first try. This is how you break bedrock, by the way. You can see everything. It's just 2 pieces of TNT, 2 pistons, a trapdoor, some obsidian, and a lever. And you probably will need an auto clicker because you need to click super fast. And boom. Built a portal that links up to my main one. Perfect. But if you thought that was the main reason we came here, you'd be wrong, because I towered to the very top of the nether and definitely not illegally put some water there. It's so funny. So now I can just spread it wherever I want in the future. I have no idea what, but I can now. Also, I know that boats are safe, because I do it all the time, but it was just terrifying and hardcore at this speed. It was like... Then I decided to update. We've been making lots of iron profits, I'll tell you that. Also, boats are great. You can just scale walls. Oh yeah, and it was great. I had the perfect amount of spruce stairs. And for the final little bits, I wanted to use the new calcite block. It's a really cool texture, and it mixes with diorite really well, I've noticed. Not one singular time have I gotten jump scared by something in this series. And these are the finishing touches. Then I spent like 2 days sorting chests. Also, we might as well make use of this new ceiling we have. And I further expanded the villager trading hall and connected it to the villager breeder. And while I was in the building mood, I also decided to fix the paths in the village. They were kind of messy. We also have a highly technical method for getting the villagers out of the breeder, thanks to my redstone genius, and getting them into their slots. Get chained in, buddy. Also, this villager is an adventurous lad, alright? Alright, he starts scaling the ladder. Even I have trouble doing that sometimes. Nobody, don't do it. No. What are you doing? That was too close. Anyway, can't leave our villagers alive too long or else they'll get mad at me. So I'm building a tunnel for a zombie to live in. My first attempt was going good. The zombie picked up the flesh. He was following me to my trap. But then disaster struck. An iron golem from the village spotted him. I tried to stop it, but it was too late. He basically one-shots the guy. So I killed him, and he looks super cool while he's broken and glowing. But then it went away. I'm confused. The second one went just like the first one, except for without the zombie, you know, completely dying to an iron golem. I was kind of scared that guy over there would see him, but nah. He just chased me into a house for a bit, but then fell in the hole. I gave him a sword, so he could terrorize my citizens. But now we can allow the zombie villagers to snuffle. Why do I think that's so funny? It's such a weird word. I grabbed some honeycomb from some local beehives that were also vacant. And I crafted some candles. You know, I kind of had forgotten them, but they were a really cool item. Like, I feel like the natural structures should really have some candles in the mix. Like, right there. It's a perfect example. I mean, wouldn't that be cool? You can totally just buy a bunch of cookies from a farmer and then just compost them. And it's actually a pretty good way to get early bone meal. But as you can tell, I'm about to get very stacked. We'll just have to do this for a very long time. And then zombificate them. And then vociferate them. I looked up the definition for vociferate and it's shout or complain loudly. I have literally no idea why the Mojang people used that word the way they did. If I was gonna dedicate an entire church to a fish, I needed to name it. So I named it the Cooler Cob, which is definitely not an inside joke. But it's fine, cause half of my fans will get it anyway. I really wanted my copper to oxidize and they changed the way it worked, so I thought maybe I should break and replace it. And it did nothing, because my copper will never oxidize ever. But anyway, it was getting close to the point where I had to fight the Ender Dragon, so I created a creative world, it's hard to say, and I practiced, and it was super easy. I have nothing to worry about. But just in case I wanted to get certain enchantments such as infinity so I don't like run out of arrows or something. But before we can do that, we have to let these zombie villagers snuffle, but not vociferate. That just does not make sense in context. I lost all my gapples, have no idea where they went, so I went gold mining. And we're back in stock. I saw a jellycat for a split second, and that was the last time I saw her. Oh, look at that improper word usage. No. That's a pretty good sword. We should name it. What should we name it? N. I guess for netherite. Chad. I wonder if fishing leather boots will be good when like powdered snow is relevant. Anyway, I couldn't find Jelly. I caught some fish for her and everything. She was gone. I last saw her here, but she's just disappeared. She's not in the nether. You know, sometimes at my base I can vaguely hear cat sounds and it's just sad. It felt like I spent half of this challenge just trying to get a guy to sell Feather Falling 4. I mean, Feather Falling 2? Feather Falling 2? You know, I eventually just went with Fortune like the heck. I don't have it yet. I've literally gone AFK. I have left the computer. Just kidding, he sells it finally. Take a screenshot. Yes. Finally! This is the best day of my actual life. We need 2 more levels. 1 trading session later. Perfect. We can now fight the Ender Dragon. Probably gonna turn back because I forgot something. Let me turn back. In this creative world, there's a spider spawner by the stronghold. I'm definitely not here to get the cords or anything. We got an ender chest. Let's put it in the corner back here. That looks good. And going to the exact coordinates, don't mind me. Yeah, look, there's no spider spawner. Did they change the way dungeons generate? I'm confused. I literally just noticed that sounded like a dragon. I literally noticed that while editing. Anyway, let's fight the dragon! And perfect. And perfect. And perfect. And perfect. And first try. And first try. Yes, first try! Alright, this should be the last one. And this is why you bring Feather Falling 4. Or a water bucket. if you just want a handful more shulkers, these tiny rooms are actually a really good place to do that. So if you just kind of let the shulkers shoot at you and then hit the other guy, it works out well. They usually like teleport to the ceiling and you can get them to breed. It is tedious. I don't know if it's actually worth your time, but you can get more shulker shells this way. Just kind of run around in these little rooms. Also, I noticed that the shulkers weren't always in the right spot. Like, both of the ships, the shulker was not in between, like, the two chests where it normally is. It was just on the wall somewhere. It's pretty random. And I also decided, let's get the achievement, because we can. Like I said, I like the achievement noise. You know, these big rooms, I thought they would be better for shulker breeding, because there's a lot of them, but they actually never ended up hitting each other. Like, those little rooms on the side are much better for breeding, in my opinion, because it's just easier for them to hit each other, even though there's only two guys. Anyway, let's grab the egg, the next generation, except for it will never hatch, we've been lied to. But anyway, you know what you gotta do with the dragon egg? Make a lamp, it's beautiful. Well, actually, maybe not. You know what you do with an egg? You put it on a brewing stand in respect towards your fish, because he's just that cool. He's just that cool. Anyway, enchanted my elytras, sorted some shulker boxes, yet what you would do after an end raid. Bundles are actually really good in addition to shulker boxes. Like, this shulker has a bunch of like singular stacks, and with this one bundle, I can fit like half of the shulker box in the bundle. I think bundles are sincerely underrated, however it should be easier to take items out of them. I also wanted to get powdered snow, but I got impatient and I didn't want to spend the rest of the days just sitting there. So I decided, hey, these bee nests aren't doing much, I'm gonna go grab some more. And that will definitely not bother anyone. Of course not. I found the snowy plains biome, and I wanted to see how good looting 3 is on a bunny. So I grabbed my looting 3 sword, and yeah, it dropped 3. And here I did a very wise decision and broke it with my sword, angering all the bees. It was scary, I was not expecting them to pop out all angrily. And then I found some pillagers and a village, conveniently next to each other. So I killed them all. And commenced the raid. Vex vexes. The subtitles are funny. Wait, where'd the music go? Where are all the guys? Oh. Well, you may have won the battle, but the war is far from over. Oh, my shield broke. Well, we got 4 totems, that's pretty good. And we returned home with totem in hand.